Would you like to invest in real estate using other people's money? Hey, it's Crandall here, CEO of Credit Suite. And during this training, I'm going to teach you how to actually successfully use business credit to be able to invest in real estate. Look, I've helped over 60,000 entrepreneurs build business credit and use it for major purchases, including real estate. And I can tell you, although it sounds complicated, it's actually simple if you understand the 4 steps to successfully build business credit. So by the end of this training, you're going to understand what business credit is, how it can help you as a real estate investor. You're going to understand the 4 steps to successfully build business credit. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to give you my detailed roadmap guide that actually gives you even more details to make sure that you're successful. We got a lot to cover, so let's dive in. So look, business credit can be one of the most important assets you have as a real estate investor, and here's why. You can use business credit if you understand it and how to get it properly to be able to actually buy real estate. You can actually use it to buy real estate with 0% rates. You're able to actually use business credit to do the fixed part of fix and flips. You're able to actually use it to maintain long-term rentals, and you're also able to use it to be able to furnish short-term rentals. So no matter what your real estate game is, you can successfully use business credit to fund your endeavor. And the great thing is you can use business credit for multiple different entities. So you can literally set up multiple LLCs, multiple companies, and build more and more and more business credit, which enables you to be able to obtain and to be able to maintain and grow a bigger and bigger real estate empire. So as fantastic as business credit is, a lot of people fail to get it. And here's why. Over 90% of entrepreneurs don't even understand business credit, let alone know the steps to get it. So let's dive in right now and map out the 4 steps you need to take to successfully build business credit. Step 1 is you need to set up your business where you look good to lenders. Now, this is called funding ready. So think of it like this. It's really, really easy to create an entity here in the United States. And the problem with that is that anybody can do it. And as a result of that, lenders and credit issuers don't even know who they should lend money to. And this is why you want to set up your business where it's funding ready. Because by being funding ready, you look good to lenders. You look credible. You look legit. You look like the kind of business that a lender actually wants to lend money to, that a credit card issuer actually wants to issue credit cards to. So how do we do this? First of all, we set up a real entity. We get an EIN. We would preferably get an LLC or a corporation because that's what lenders really want to see. We need to set up a separate address for our business through a place like Opus or Alliance Virtual Offices. We want to have a separate phone number for our business. It should be toll free. We need to have a website for our business and a professional email address, like an email address that's congruent with our actual domain. We want to have a separate license for our business. We can easily get one in the county that we actually have our business. We even want to get a separate bank account for our business to make sure that all of our business transactions are going through there. And finally, and most important above all, we need to make sure that our information is accurate and congruent everywhere it's listed online. The IRS, your Secretary of State, your website, your social media pages, it all needs to be congruent. Because the number one reason that loans and credit cards get denied is because the lender thinks it's fraudulent because all the business information can't be verified because it is incongruent. So if you followed this step, then you've taken the most important step to getting any kind of money. I mean, this is a step you should take before you start building business credit. It's also a step you should take before getting any kind of loans because the majority of denials happen right here because your business isn't funding ready. Now, once we set up the business where it is funding ready, now we want to move on to step 2. And this is where we intentionally start building business credit. Look, you have to keep in mind that over 90% of vendors that are out in this world do not report to a business credit reporting agency. That means the majority of people that will give you credit and that will issue you credit lines, they don't even report that to a business credit reporting agency. And that's really bad news. It's bad news because that means other lenders and other credit issuers can't see the history of us paying these bills on time. So what we need to do is build an initial credit profile, an initial credit score. And here's the great news. With Experian and Equifax, it happens automatically when we get accounts to report to them. With Dun & Bradstreet, it'll happen once we get our DUNS number and have 3 accounts reporting to them. So the key to building initial business credit is to get accounts and have those accounts report to the business credit reporting agencies. Now, there's 2 main ways to do this. The first is perfect for real estate investors. It's a program called credit line hybrid. It's a form of credit card stacking. So with this kind of program, we're going out and getting 5 to 8 different types of credit cards, many of which report to the business credit reporting agencies. We can get these at 0% rates. We can even work with the providers and oftentimes take the cash out at 0%. So we can oftentimes take the cash out of these cards from $50, $100, $150,000 or even more at 0%. Then we can use that to invest in real estate. And a lot of those accounts actually report to the business credit reporting agencies. So not only are we able to take the cash out at 0% and use it to invest in real estate, but we're also able to build business credit at the same time. Now, the second way we can get initial business credit is through what are called starter vendors. And starter vendors are places like Uline or Granger or CEO Creative. Now, these sources are unique for 2 reasons. Reason 1 is they will give you credit when you have none. Even when you have an empty business credit profile, these sources will still approve you for credit. And reason number 2, they actually report the credit they give you to a business credit reporting agencies. They're one of the coveted 10% or less of vendors that actually do. So they'll give you credit when you have none, and they report to a business credit reporting agency, and they require no personal credit check or guarantee for approval. Look, Credit Line Hybrid is a great program to go with as an investor, but you have to have good credit, 680, 700 FICO score, or a partner that has that kind of score in order to actually get approved. But starter vendors are perfect for you if you don't have good credit or somebody else that will sign as a signer, because you don't need good credit, you don't need revenue, collateral, or anything to qualify for those starter vendors, no matter what path you go down. You want to make sure that you have at least 3 of these accounts on your business credit reports. This will create your profile. It'll give you trade lines and it'll give you business credit scores. And once you have that, then you can move on to the 3rd step of the business credit building process. And that 3rd step is one of the most valuable steps for you as a real estate investor. That 3rd step is where you're going out and getting fleet credit and, most importantly, retail credit. Now, fleet credit is where you can get fuel, repairs, maintenance of vehicles. So if you want to put vehicles on the road as your operation grows, well, fleet credit is for you. But you also want to get retail credit here. And retail credit is crucial to real estate investors, because no matter what type of investing you're doing, you need credit at all these different retailers out there to do that kind of investing. So for example, if you're doing fix and flip, this is where you're going to get Home Depot. It's where you're going to get Lowe's. It's where you're going to get labor ready type of credit cards. But if you're actually doing short-term rentals, well, this is where you're going to use Amazon and Best Buy and IKEA to actually furnish those properties. And if you're actually keeping properties and you're not furnishing them, well, this is where you're going to deal with repair and maintenance of those properties as tenants come in and out of the property. No matter what type of real estate investing you're doing, business credit becomes really important, especially this retail credit tier, because you can get credit at almost every retailer that's out there. Sam's Club, Costco, Home Depot, Lowe's, office supply stores like like Office Depot, like Staples, amongst many others. Even John Deere, IKEA, Amazon, Walmart all have this kind of corporate credit. So in this stage, we're getting fleet credit, we're getting retail credit. This is going to be used to maintain the properties that we actually have. And that brings us to the final stage, step 4 of the business credit building process. And that final step is where you're actually going to come in and get what's called universal credit, even auto financing. Look, we've got clients that obtained over $350,000 in auto financing with no personal guarantee and credit check in this stage. You can also get Visa cards, MasterCards, and American Express cards, all without personal guarantees and credit checks. By the way, have you used business credit to be able to invest in real estate to this point? If so, leave something in the comment section. I'm interested to know, how much did you get in business credit and how did you use it for actual real estate investing? Look, so many of our clients have walked through these steps and had success by actually getting business credit to fuel their real estate endeavors. So in step 1, we've actually had clients that have got through and got denied for loans, denied because they actually didn't have what was needed to get an American Express credit card, turned around and got no limit Amex cards, and also came in and got approved for the same load they were denied for before. We have real estate investors that came in and are building high-end Airbnb properties, but their problem is they don't know how to get the money to actually furnish those properties, and they don't want to spend the hundreds of thousands of dollars it takes, and they're using business credit to successfully do that. We've got other clients that didn't even know how to get the money they needed to invest into real estate and use Credit Line Hybrid to be able to get the money they needed to be able to do the BRRRR method to actually do their initial investing. Or they're actually using it with DSCR loans and a combination to purchase multiple different properties within the first year they're getting into investing. No matter what type of investing you're getting into, this 4-step process is the success path for you to build business credit and use it to build your real estate empire. Hey, if you want more details and more steps along the way, there's 2 actions to take. First of all, like and subscribe right here. That way you can get regular daily tips and you can get long form content like this that will actually teach you everything you need to know to successfully get loans, credit lines, and business credit for your company. The second thing is make sure you grab my step-by-step guide at creditsuite.com/EIN. Look, this guide's been downloaded over 1 million times. It's like known as the Business Credit Bible, and it gives you even more vendors and even more details of the steps you need to take to succeed. So there you have it. That's the key to using OPM, to using business credit to invest in real estate. Make sure you like and subscribe and keep your eye out for my next training where I teach you more cool ways to get the money you need to start and grow your business.